So hello to everybody. I'm Elisabetta Mason, Senior Consultant Associate in Considi, and I would like to welcome you to the third of the 4 appointments regarding innovation and fast development of products and services in the age of the Industry 4.0.
So let's start. The first question is, go lean or go agile? This is the question that many innovation and R&D managers asked us. What is the answer? The answer for us is go discipline agile. Discipline agile is a systematic and holistic approach to balances the best product development methodologies, from design thinking to agile, from lean to lean startup, and apply them in practical innovation. Among all the digital visual management tools on the market, we think that iObeya is probably the most consistent with the characteristic activities of the R&D area. In fact, its flexibility and adaptability allow it to host and manage the unstructured and high creative work that is somewhat in the nature of a research and development project. The second question is, why discipline agile? And here there is the answer. The discipline agile process that we developed has many advantages. Firstly, in terms of efficiency, because designing the boards necessary to manage product development would require time, not only for the design, but also for the management of the issues that would emerge during the use. Secondly, in terms of flexibility, because the boards can be easily adapted to manage different types of project, as we will see next with the Vitek case history, or modified later according to the lean continuous improvement process. Finally, in terms of effectiveness, this process is the result of years of experience and application of lean agile methodologies in different industrial sectors. So, let's see our discipline agile procedure to manage these projects. The project that in the previous webinar we moved in the planning phase was this one, the new e-bike. So let's start from here and let's simulate to be a company that decided to start this project. Nicola will be our project leader and I will be the product owner. So let's go deep on our board system. As every good project, our e-bike project starts with a kick-off meeting with the interfunctional team. In this meeting, the product manager illustrates the product profile, a document that contains all the requirements that the new mountain bike will have to meet and that were collected from customers or from the market. The project leader, during the product manager's presentation, launches a brainstorming session, allowing all the participants to insert all the questions and requests for clarification necessary to start. This step is very, very important to obtain the vertical transparency that is one of the 3 agile pillars. It means that all people involved in the project are aligned on the scope. Let's suppose that our brainstorming just finished and this is the situation. Nick, we have 4 different questions from the team. Let's analyze them together because I am the product manager and you are our project leader.
Okay, thanks, Valentina. So we got a question from Paul here, who's asking about the size of the future bike. And actually, the answer to you, Paul, is the fact that the size is going to be a size L. Okay, so here's the post-it note they put here as an answer. And so Valentina can go ahead and I consider that we answered the question. So
yes, in this case, we found an answer and we place it in an orange card. If the answer satisfies, in this case, Paul, the yellow card on the question is crossed out with a black mark. Let's move on the second question.
Yes, let's see the second question from Greg. Where will be integrated the USB charging port? And the answer is on the top tube. So here's the answer for you, Greg. Is going to be placed in the top tube of our bike frame.
Okay,
and
so we can close also this question.
Perfect. Brilliant. Then we got Linda asking about welding. She says that our previous model, the 2019 model, is a bit outdated, and she's asking how we can actually improve that. Good question, Linda. And to be honest, I don't have an answer right now. So let's keep this open, and this is going to be a task for myself for the project actually.
Okay, so as you can see, in this case, the question remain open. All open questions are taken over by the project leader, as in this case, or by the product manager, according to their competence, in order to find an answer quickly. The last question, I think it's a question for me, because I am the product manager. Silvia asked, doesn't aluminum frame look like a mountain bike dinosaur compared to the competition? Here the answer is that our brand is a leader in a more traditional customer segment that prefers safety and reliability over innovative materials. The Scrum board is a quantitative board that contains the short-term planning of all macro activities, the yellow cards, for each discipline, the violet cards. I think that it is probably the best known of the Agile tools. It is used in iObeya to plan activities with a weekly time frame. The team, for example, every Monday morning does a stand-up meeting. Firstly, we have to insert in the Scrum board the macro activities for componentry that we planned for July. Let's move on the long-term planning. So I select these macro activities, and now I am using the synchronization feature that we can find in iObeya, which makes it possible to publish the cards, but at the same time guarantee the bidirectional alignment between them. So I move them to on the exchange zone, and finally on the Scrum board. Here, each team member will then place the cards in the monthly backlog according to their discipline, obviously, and the ones that he or she assumes can be completed by the next Scrum meeting into the to-do column. To check the personal workload, the last column, hours, will report the total hours planned by the resource to be dedicated to the project. Indeed, the shared planning of activities requires everyone to be realistic about their workload, and that any overload problems are resolved promptly. In this way, at the end of the meeting, people are confident that they will be able to complete their tasks. The discussion and the exchange that occur during the Scrum meeting also enable the identification of any critical activities. They are then colored in a different way, so as to be immediately visible, as, for example, this one, critical issue. Similarly, all activities that were defined as completed, for example, this one, are archived using the related functionality of iObeya. For example, this one. Having created synchronized cards between the Scrum board and the long-term planning board, allow us to view critical activities and completed activities also in the long-term planning, as for example, you can see here. To conclude, with discipline, Agile and iObeya, great attention is paid to communication and work in Agile teams, also remotely, in an atmosphere of collaboration and intellectual stimulation. This is the methodology. Now I'm very happy to leave the floor to Ilaria and Alessio for the Vitec case history.
Okay, so Vitec is a global organization with revenues in the region of 300 million in 2020 due to COVID impact. In fact, on 2019 it was about 380 million. With direct operation in 11 countries, 1,600 employees and a strong balance sheet. 9% of Vitec profits convert into cash, just providing the company with the ability to invest in talent and innovation ahead of competition. The Vitec Group is composed by 3 divisions. Each Vitec division boosts a relevant portfolio of leading industry brands. Vitec brands are typically the #1 or #2 in terms of share and awareness within the respective markets. Our division is Vitec Imaging Solution. The Vitec Imaging division is headquartered in Italy. Divisional offices provide shared services to entire organization, host marketing, and one of the 5 innovation centers. The company comprises 7 commercial subsidiaries, 2 liaison offices, 7 innovation centers, 7 manufacturing plants, a global procurement center, and 5 logistic hubs. The company drives innovation via a number of innovation hubs and design studios located across the world. This comprises audio, mechatronics, software, plastic molding, and textile engineering capabilities. Manufacturing is in Feltre, so in Italy, since 1986. Activities are spread out across 7 buildings on 30,000 square meters of covered surface and employ over 350 people in 2020. All the 7 sites have the 3 ISO certification for quality, environment, and health and safety. Our purpose is enable the capturing of exceptional images by accessorizing the most popular image capturing devices. The universe of cameras has evolved dramatically in recent years and now includes multiple devices that enable sharing, aerial and action content production, and VR, in addition to still photography and video making. We strive to enhance the end user experience of capturing and sharing exceptional images by providing innovative high-performance camera, lighting, and audio accessories. Now Alessio will tell you our lean and digital transformation.
Microphone.
Thank you, Ilaria. And this is our strategic transformation path, starting in 2015, following Lean principles, through the transformation of assembly and metal machining processes. The primary focus was on cost. After this first phase, strive to react to our VUCA context, we moved our attention on the service. So we have evolved toward more fast and flexible operation and supply chain processes, eased by new digital transformation. Here on this slide, we can see the transformation directions. In brief, starting from the bottom on the right-hand side, we started in 2015 with Lean in production and internal and external logistic areas. In 2018, we started the digitalization of processes, for example, by interconnecting our machine to our ERP. In terms of logistic digitalization, we launched electronic Kanban in 2016, and we are launching in this year suppliers e-Kanban. 2 years ago, in point 4, you can see that we installed our first 4.0 cobot. So we created a smart tool to analyze the high density of data collected from our machines. At the heart of our process improvement strategy, we believe in some key pillars such as standardization of processes, Audit 6S, Six Sigma, and a standard Vitec way to analyze the time and motion. Last but not least, in previous year, in 2020, we launched Agile and Lean project management project with iObeya. You, Ilaria.